Hello, children. How are you? My name is Ayagoz. I'm an English teacher. Grade 8. The theme of the lesson conditional sentences. A conditional sentence is composed of two parts. If clause plus main clause. Example: if it rains tomorrow, we will not come. The first sentence, if clause. The second sentence, main clause. Conditional sentences. The order of the two clauses is flexible. It's not important. But if clause comes first, it must be followed by a comma. If it rains, I'll stay at home. I'll stay at home if it rains. Types of conditional sentences. There are four types of conditional sentences. They are classified according to the degree of probability that they express. Each type of conditional sentences uses different tenses to show the difference in the degree of probability. Zero conditional. If when plus present tense, water boils if it reaches 100 temperature. First conditional. If unless plus present future. If I study, I'll pass. Second conditional. If plus past, would plus infinitive. If I studied, I would pass. Third conditional. If plus past perfect, would have plus past perfect. If I had studied, I would have passed. Zero conditional tense, present tense in both clauses. Example, present tense. If you heat water to 100 temperature, it boils. If you pour oil into water, it floats. Zero conditionals use talk about universal truths. If you heat ice, it turns to water. To talk about habits. If I see a spider, I get very scared. First conditionals tense. If clause present tense. Main clause future tense. If I feel sick tomorrow, I will not go to school. If it rains, the match will be cancelled. Exercise 1. First conditionals. 1. If you do not come, you will miss the show. John will buy a car if he gets a job. Mary will get a toothache if she eats too many sweets. Second conditionals. Tense. If clause, past tense, main clause, would plus an infinitive. Example: if he were a bird, he would fly across the harbor. If I had a 200,000 now, I would buy a car. Second conditionals used to speak about present and future situations which are unlikely to happen. If I had any money, I would lend it to you. If I were you, I wouldn't do this. Mind. Were is often used instead of was in the first and third person singular. Third conditionals. Tense. If clause, past perfect tense. Main clause would have plus past participle. If I had enough money, I would have bought the camera yesterday. If I had come home earlier, I would not have missed the program. Third conditionals used To speak about impossible past events. If they'd gone by bus, they would have arrived much later. They didn't go by bus. He would have traveled around the world if he had had more money. Impossible to change because he didn't have the money. Exercise 2. 1. If I were 4 years old, I would learn to play the piano. 2. If I had not failed in the examination, my mother would have bought me a mobile phone. 3. We would have finished if we had had better preparation. Conditional sentences. Other connectors. Type 1 unless if you don't phone John, he'll get very angry. Unless you phone John, he'll get very angry. Unless can replace if in negative conditionals. Conditional sentences. Type 1, 2, and 3. If we are not careful, many species may become extinct. If I were an aeroplane, I could fly in the sky. If she hadn't worn her helmet, she might have been seriously injured. Modal verbs in conditional sentences. It's a might. Exercises. Identifying conditionals. Choose the correct answer. If I drink tea in the morning, it makes me feel sick. 0. Conditional. Next, I'll tell her if she comes. First conditional. If I were you, I'd buy it as soon as possible. Second conditional. If I had the time, I'd help you. Second conditional. I would have done things differently if I had been the manager. Third conditional. If you work hard enough, you may well pass. First conditional. Water boils if you heat it to 100 degrees Celsius. 0. Conditional. I will be surprised if it rained. Second conditional. If she tried harder, she might have succeeded. Third conditional. Choose the correct answer. If Teresa more sensible, she wouldn't get into trouble so often. Next, me some ice cream if you go to the supermarket. If I late, will you wait for me? If Vanessa had me truth, I would not have been so angry. If you listen to her, we'll in trouble. If you had listened to her, you have been in trouble. Nobody would the secret if Danny hadn't revealed it. Will you be all right by yourself if I out tonight? If I knew how to run my own business, I a rich man. If anyone say I'll be back about 7:30. And check your answers. 1. B. 2. B. 3. B. 4. A. 5. C. 6. B. 7. A. 8. A. 9. C. 10. C. Exercises. Identifying conditionals. Choose the correct answer. If I drink tea in the morning, it makes me feel sick. 0. Conditional. Next, I'll tell her if she comes. First conditional. If I were you, I'd buy it as soon as possible. Second conditional. If I had the time, I'd help you. Second conditional. I would have done things differently if I had been the manager. Third conditional. If you work hard enough, you may well pass. First conditional. Water boils if you heat it to 100 degrees Celsius. Zero conditional. I will be surprised if it rained. Second conditional. If she tried harder, she might have succeeded. Third conditional. Okay, pupils, the lesson is over. Goodbye.